At a cafe in Paris, an American asked for a large coffee to go. The barista handed him a small cup of espresso. He looked at it, then at the barista and said, "No, like a real coffee." When told that is coffee in France, he sighed. Man, no wonder everyone here looks tired. While visiting Tokyo, a tourist from the US asked if the sushi could be lightly grilled. The chef politely explained that sushi is meant to be raw. The man smiled and said, "Yeah, but I'm American. We like our sushi medium well." In London, an American couple ordered 2 beers and asked for them ice cold. The bartender served them at the usual temperature. The man took a sip and grimaced. "This is warm." The bartender shrugged. "That's how we serve it." The woman whispered, "No wonder they drink so much tea." A man from California visiting Rome asked the waiter for spaghetti and meatballs. The waiter kindly explained Italians don't usually eat them together. He looked genuinely confused. "So you guys just eat sauce and sadness?" At a market in Mexico City, a woman asked a vendor, "Do you have the kind of tacos from Taco Bell?" The man laughed softly. "These are real tacos," he said. She took a bite, chewed, and said, "Huh, so you copied them." While looking at a map of Europe, an American asked his tour guide, "So you can just drive from France into Germany?" The guide said, "Yes, it's open borders." He nodded slowly. "That seems unsafe." An American tourist in Scotland saw a castle and asked if it was built for tourists. The guide said, "It's from the 1400s. He blinked. "So tourism's been big here for a while?" In Australia, a woman visiting from the US asked, "You guys have Christmas in the summer, right?" The man nodded. She frowned. "So Santa's like in shorts or something?" He said, "Pretty much." She nodded, satisfied. "That's unholy." At a restaurant in Spain, an American said, "Can I get one big tapa instead of all the little ones?" The waiter smiled. "That's just called dinner." He grinned. "Perfect. I'll take a dinner." While visiting Athens, an American pointed at the Parthenon and asked, "So, when was this built?" The guide said, "Around 400 BC. He blinked. "Wow. Before electricity and everything." The guide nodded politely. "Quite a while before." He whispered to his wife, "That explains why it looks so old." An American at a London cafe looked at the menu and asked, "What's a bacon buddy? Sounds dirty." The cashier explained, "It's just a bacon sandwich." He smiled. "Oh, you guys make breakfast sound so dangerous." A tourist from the US visiting Berlin asked his guide, "Is East Germany still around?" The guide said, "No, it ended in 1990. He nodded thoughtfully. "So, like the Soviet Union but sneakier?" In Iceland, a man stared at the northern lights and asked, "What time do they turn these off?" The guide said, "They don't. It's natural." He laughed awkwardly. "Oh, I thought it was a light show or something." The guide smiled. "It is, just not ours." At a bakery in France, an American asked for a baguette with butter inside. The baker looked confused. "You mean like a sandwich?" "No," the man said. "Just, pre-buttered. Save me the work." A woman visiting Canada in January asked, "When does it usually start snowing here?" The cashier glanced outside at the blizzard. She nodded. "Right, but when does it get really bad?" In Tokyo, an American asked, "Why are there so many Japanese people here?" The local hesitated. He added, "Just didn't think you'd all live in the same city." A man at a pub in Dublin said, "You guys celebrate the 4th of July, right?" The bartender said, "Not exactly." He nodded. "Right, because it's too close to St. Patrick's Day?" At a cafe in Amsterdam, an American ordered a coffee and asked, "Do you have any pumpkin spice?" The barista said no. He looked offended. "So what do people even post about in the fall?" In Greece, a woman looked up at the ruins and asked, "Did they build this to look ancient, or did it just end up that way?" The guide blinked. "It's 2,000 years old." She smiled. They really nailed the aesthetic. While visiting Switzerland, an American tried to pay with dollars. The cashier said they only accept francs. He said, "Oh, so you guys haven't upgraded yet?" In Berlin, a man stared at a remaining piece of the wall and asked, "Is this the real one or a replica?" The guide said, "The real one." He nodded approvingly. "Good, it looks authentic," a woman in Italy said. "I'll have the pepperoni pizza. You know, traditional Italian." The waiter smiled. "We don't have that kind." She frowned. "Then how do you know it's pizza?" At a park in London, an American pointed at a squirrel and said, "Wow, you guys have those too." The local laughed. "Yes, they're everywhere." He grinned. "Cool." Thought they were only in the States while hiking near Machu Picchu. An American asked the guide, "So when did they add the stairs?" The guide said, "They were built by the Incas." He nodded. Man, those guys were fit. An American at a Japanese vending machine stared in awe. "It sells hot coffee? In a can?" The clerk nodded. He shook his head. "We still can't get McDonald's ice cream machines to work."